Recognize the gentleman from Louisiana, Mr. Higgins, for 5 minutes of questions.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I appreciate this hearing today, and I concur with Chairman Green. It's been excellent testimony, and I appreciate it. I'm going to review it very carefully. Mr. Chairman, in the 118th Congress, the last Congress, I introduced a bill, H.R. 10123, the Streamlining Federal Cybersecurity Regulations Act, which essentially cut down on duplicated or misaligned regulatory requirements and authorities on the cybersecurity industry. I'll be reintroducing that bill shortly in the 119th Congress, and I look forward to my colleagues' support on both sides of the aisle with that bill. Because, Mr. Aronson, how many federal agencies, how many federal cyber regulations is a typical energy company required to report to in a given year? Just roughly.
I mean, I'll just give you the agencies that we definitely have reporting required.
That list would be too long to enumerate, but you're talking about, just tell America, 2, 4, 10, a dozen?
More than a dozen.
More than a dozen. The gentleman said more than a dozen cyber regulators require a report from the energy industry. Ms. Hogg said, how many federal agencies does a bank need to file with to remain in good cybersecurity standing?
We're similar, and that's only at the federal level. You also have states and international requirements to adhere to.
So at the federal level, which we control, would you concur, Ms. Aronson, somewhere north of 10 or a dozen?
Yes.
Thank you. Mr. Mayor, similar question. How many federal agencies does the telecommunications industry have to report to?
I would agree with the number of over a dozen.
Easily over a dozen.
Easily
Mr.
over.
Schwartz, you have a comment there?
For IT, I would say that it's
It's a lot, right?
in the same range, but it's spread out because it's people
Okay.
are reporting to the different sectors.
So now that we've clarified that for America, the objective here for the United States Congress is to reduce that mess so that the cybersecurity industry can actually perform its primary mission, which is to protect the nation and the industries of the nation from cyber attack, which we become increasingly susceptible to as technologies emerge. And while our cybersecurity industry is busy checking boxes that the federal government and bureaucracies has imposed upon the industry, they have that much less time to spend on that actual mission of protecting the nation, the citizenry, and the industries of America. So, how many of these agencies that require a report, we've agreed is over a dozen, how many of them have streamlined themselves, like coordinated with each other, and said, let's eliminate this and this and this, and combine it into one? Has that ever happened, Mr. Aronson?
The Department of Energy has been fairly thoughtful because it's our sector risk management agency and it's non-regulatory. That has actually helped them
So within themselves, they've done some streamlining.
to help.
Across the departments and agencies, have you seen a similar effort just organically?
No, certainly not.
Thank
I think
you.
it's your oversight has helped.
Ms. Hogg said, has there been any organic effort from the bureaucracies to streamline and reduce themselves?
Yes and no. The yes is when it comes to incident notification, we have good coordination across 3 of our primary banking regulators. They aligned, there's a single standard, single definition, and you provide information to one.
They look for common definitions?
Yes.
This is a good sign.
It is. However,
within the banking industry, but
it is.
there's a however here.
that is with respect to incident reporting specifically.
For an incident report.
Broader cybersecurity, we have even overlap and duplication among them.
Roger that. Mr. Mayor?
Same story. I'm not aware of any major or significant.
Thank you. Me either. It was good to hear about the banking industry, but that's per incident reports. That's different. That's not total regulatory authority being streamlined. Mr. Schwartz?
No, there's just been work
Okay.
gathered.
So, Mr. Chairman, this is why Congress must act to bring clarity to the regulatory authority, and I will hand you for your review, Mr. Chairman, the bill from last year. I intend to introduce it in the 119th in a slightly refined iteration, and I would appreciate your support. Mr. Aronson, you had mentioned, we haven't had time for this question, You said that adversaries watch our response. Is it possible at all for the cybersecurity industry to strike back? If you said that adversaries are watching you, you must be able to identify the bad actor. Can you strike back at all against a bad actor?
The private sector, well, I don't want to speak for the whole
Private sector.
Electric companies do not want to be in offensive cyber engagements. That
Well,
is
we're
the
going
purview
we're
of
going
the
to probably
government.
give you that opportunity. Mr. Chairman, my time has expired. We'll have questions to submit in writing to each of these witnesses, and I appreciate this hearing, sir.
Gentlemen in the back, we probably will have a second round of questions if you have time, but we will take them in writing as well.
They have to be in writing.
No, thank